Welcome to Dub Nation, the official show of the Utah Warriors of Major League Rugby. I am Jarom Jordan. He is Banksy, and we've got kits, baby.
Boy, our design department has done it again. Best kits in MLR. I've seen 3 or 4 of the other teams. Nothing comes close to this new Utah Warriors kit.
It's awesome. Check them out right now.
The Crossroads, where roads converge and diverge, where paths collide. It's where warriors are made. It's where warriors are built. Our state, the land, its people and their spirit are just built different. Whether you were born and raised or whatever road led you here, this place will build you. The fabric of our being will resonate with you. The fabric of a crossroad built around hard work, that innovative mindset, binding us together in humility and forged by the drive to be forward focused. Built to protect the home ground, built to take the fight on the road, built on community, family, tradition, and respect. Built for the nation. Utah built.
Hey, how about Greg Cooper, the head coach, doing the voiceover, by the way?
Love that. Love seeing Jolie Hodgson in there, Joey Mano in there, rocking the new kit. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, the 3 kits now, the one home in the traditional black on black strip, and then the away kit in the red and black that we're used to seeing, and then the alternate kit in the white for the teams that have similar colors. Think maybe a certain team from Southern California who likes to copycat everything we do.
Oh, I see what you did.
I'm not going to name names. I'm just saying hypothetically.
In theory, the white is new. I think that looks real fresh. I think Utah should wear that on February 25th at home, so they just blend into the snow. It can be like Boise State wearing blue jerseys on the blue turf.
Are you calling it already? Or like the schedule just came out?
Please no. We'll get to that. We're on the Utah Warriors Facebook, Twitter, YouTube account. Subscribe to the podcast version on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and SoundCloud. Okay, here's what's on the show. We're going to break down the schedule. It's been out a couple of weeks, but we haven't had a chance to kind of digest it, break it down, tell you our thoughts on it. Lance Williams doing work in the offseason. He will join us from Cape Town, South Africa, with the USA Sevens ahead of their competition and in the series coming up this weekend. We'll talk about the shot clock proposal that World Rugby is discussing. Chicago gets a mascot. We'll tell you what it is, and a little transaction news from the Warriors. So let's break it down with the 2023 schedule. 16 games in 18 weeks. This is the same as it's been. 10 games of home versus road against the 5 Western Conference teams. And then you have 1 game against each of the 6 Eastern teams. 3 home, 3 road. 2 bye weeks in there. That is the schedule. Let's jump into February. Season begins February 18th at San Diego. Hey, probably a good weather game, a little bit of a rivalry. Banksy trying to stoke the fires against unnamed team. And then Dallas is the home opener. That is on the 25th. That's the game I was mentioning that hopefully we don't have snow for.
That could be an adventure. Any game before really Easter is a coin flip on the weather here in Utah. So that could be a fun one with the grounds crew plowing the lines on the opposite side of the field as the action changes back and forth. I imagine we might have a foul weather game on our hands on the 25th.
Hopefully not, but probably. Into March we go. On the 4th, at Chicago. There's the name. We'll talk about it later. On the 11th, there's a bye at NOLA. That should be decent weather, typically, as they host a lot of home games at the beginning of the year. Toronto comes at Utah. Hey, either way, if you're playing in Toronto or in Utah, you're going to have tough weather on March 25th. And then New England comes to Utah. So an important 2-game homestand there against Eastern Conference teams that always bring it.
It'll be exciting to see what Utah can do through those first 3 games. Starting on that kind of little West Coast swing early. We get the early bye. So really, if we can go 3-0 in those early games and set ourselves up for that next 6-game spread, it's going to be really good to see the foundation that this team can lay, because there are, even with Dallas on the schedule, there are no easy games in Major League Rugby. So it's going to be a full 18-week haul for the boys to get it done.
That March 31st game, by the way, on a Friday night. So that should be pretty fun. Or a Friday, rather. We'll see what time it's at. Okay, into April. The 8th at Houston. Seattle comes to Utah on April 15th. Big rivalry there. 22nd all the way to D.C. against Old Glory. And then that second bye comes in round 10. What do you think of April?
April is I think that's probably the most manageable situation of the bunch. Obviously, every season unique with its own set of challenges, and we've yet to see how the changes with the team shrinking and the addition of Chicago will play out in this season with players moving all over. Every team doing their best to continue to get better. But as I look at it as it stands now, historically, this may be the most manageable set of games that the Warriors will face through the season.
Hopefully in a great position, trying to make a push for the playoffs, which is the goal this season, as said by Greg Cooper, the new head coach. To May. It's going to be May 6th. San Diego coming to town. Always good. Nono hopefully comes in that one. 13th at Dallas. And then 2 more home games. Houston coming to town. Rugby ATL. Always a tough one with the Rattlesnakes there. That's going to be a fun month because, hey, in May, you got some good weather. You're rocking Zions Bank Stadium with 3 home games.
And 3 out of 4 at home is massive through the mid part of the season. It lets the boys be home near family. You kind of get to recoup and recover through what's going to be a very physical first half of the season. And this is a chance really to make your statement on your hopes for the postseason here with those 3 out of 4 being played at Zions Bank Stadium.
You better take care of business in May because June is tough. At Seattle on June 4th, that's a Sunday game. Home against Chicago. Again, Chicago talented. We'll talk about them later, as mentioned. And then you finish at New York. That is a tough finish against a team that was one of the best, if not the best in the league last year.
Seattle, always tough. Chicago going to be a formidable force in Major League Rugby this year with the team that they've put together and the players that they've acquired. And Rugby New York, the beast out of the East, man, that's going to be one hell of a way to end the season.
New York, of course, the MLR champs in 2022. Okay, so we have an off-season checklist, and we've checked it twice. And so here's what's been checked off. Everything. We've had the Collegiate Rugby Shield. We've had the draft. We've had the schedule. We have the roster. We have the kit. We're good. And back to the graphic that we skipped through. My bad. Eastern Conference games. So here's how they split up home and away. So home, you got Toronto, New England, Atlanta. Away, NOLA, DC, and New York. The home games with the Free Jacks in Atlanta, I think that was a good dose of those 6, like whatever combination that was going to be. I think it's pretty good that you get those 3 at home.
I think getting those 3 at home is key. Playing in Toronto is always tough. Playing in ATL, always tough. But I think the big advantage in the away games is getting New Orleans early. You don't have to play there late in the summer when the heat is blasting away and the humidity is up and the temperature is just stifling. So to get that NOLA game early, I think is key.
Overall, what do you like? What do you not like about the schedule?
I'm excited because I think as well as for the Utah Warriors and every team in Major League Rugby, you cannot overlook a single team on this schedule. There's no easy games in Major League Rugby. You've got to bring it every week. You can't look past a single match. Every single game day is must-watch TV.
And there's a vacuum in the Western Conference of power, if you will, because prior to the sanctions on LA and Austin, hey, they were the top 2 teams coming out of the West. So there's an opportunity here. Obviously, a lot of those players have been distributed mainly to one team in Chicago. More on that, like triple T's by me to that. It's not that big of a talking point, I promise. But, yeah, it's interesting that Utah can certainly occupy one of those 3 playoff spots right away. Like Greg Cooper has said, hey, we need to make the playoffs. And they've got a good roster. They've got a manageable schedule. I don't look at anything and go, oh, gosh, they're going on the road for 4 in a row or anything. Because in the past, at the beginning of the season, it's been like, oh, if we just win 1 or 2 of these because we have to go on the road. No, you're going to play a couple of home games. It's going to be cold, whatever. You got to get through it. And, hey, the playoffs are certainly within reason. I think that's a fair goal from us biased Warriors broadcasters.
Well, I think if we look at it and the squad that's been put together and the staff that Coops has at his disposal, it's very easy to say that we should compete for a playoff spot. With the history of this franchise and the quality of rugby that we've been able to play, competing for one of those 3 spots should be automatic, and we're never rebuilding. We're always reloading. Brandon Sparks likes to say, and really that's what all we've done this offseason is reload for another big push and another big run. We can take 3 games early before that first bye week. Last year, really tough to start on the road the way they did, I think with 4 away games and then the bye before we finally got a game at Zions Bank Stadium and against the top teams in the West. I mean, we opened up at San Diego, Seattle.
Seattle was on a Thursday.
So on a short week, it was really hard to do. Much more manageable this year with the home game in February as well. So really high expectations this year for this team.
It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be awesome.
All right, if you are ready, we gave you the peek. You know what it looks like. You need to get your pre-orders in now for the 2023 kit. Look at that, Jolie Hodgson cap and the big man Tomasi Tonga wearing that red and white strip. If you want to pre-order now, go to shop.warriorsrugby.com. All the cool kids are doing it. Pre-order your kit now so you can be ready to go at Zions Bank Stadium.
All right, thanks, Banksy. Let's talk about Lance Williams and what kind of offseason he's been happening and been involved with, because this guy had an all-MLR first-team season, and that would have been good enough. If we didn't hear from Lance the entire offseason that came back, he would have had a great offseason regardless. This dude went to South Africa, played in a 10s league where he did really well, Premier Rugby Sevens. Then the USA Rugby Sevens call him up. He debuted in Dubai. They took 4th. And now he's in Cape Town this weekend playing in a Sevens tournament. By the way, the Sevens tournament coming to LA in February. Get your tickets. Go to that. Maybe, some of the other guys are involved there. Lance won't be. He'll be playing in MLR. But Banksy, this guy has had an all-MLR first-team offseason as well.
And as long as I've known Lance, I think I played with Lance in like his second rugby game ever when he came in at the club level playing with Park City Haggis. And we knew then that he was an incredible athlete, but to see him continue this rugby progression to now just playing at all of these elite levels in whatever discipline the code has been awesome, because no matter where he goes, he makes an impact on and off the pitch. He's such a fun guy to be around. So the good news for Dub Nation is Lance may be in the best shape of his career ever to kick off MLR, having been through all of these different competitions.
He's awesome, and he's going to be even better this year, which is awesome because, hey, USA 15 should call him up. And we now welcome to the program Lance Williams all the way from Cape Town, South Africa.
Yeah.
Lance, what is up, our guy?
What's up, my boys? Good to see you again. Good to hear you guys' voices. JJ, Banksy, appreciate you guys, man. It's always good to be on the Dub Nation, man.
Well, it's great to have you, man. You've been a busy dude. What's the offseason been like? And first off, how's Cape Town, South Africa? You're back in South Africa.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful, man. I'll tell you, man, the prices here is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's so cheap here, and man, the offseason has been beautiful, man. It's been a great experience. Just going all over the world, just traveling the world is, much as I just trying to travel as much as I can do, and the time that I have, and just having fun with it, with also playing rugby, traveling, playing rugby, working hard in the off season, trying to get recognitions and stuff like that. But other than that, man, it's been a great experience with these guys. So it's been a great off season, just training hard, and like we always say, we put our head down and just go to work, man.
So you played through the Premiership 10s, which, by the way, your 10s club had the best kit in that competition.
Yes, sir.
And you guys had a really good run in that. And then you played through the Premier 7s. What leads up from those two competitions to Coach Friday giving you the call saying, hey, we want you in the USA camp?
Yeah. To be honest with you, Banksy, I had a bigger picture in my head. The goal was to shoot my goal towards the 15s, trying to get a call up or some kind of camp to in South Africa, to train with these guys in South Africa before they went to Dubai to do the qualifiers. But so since that didn't go through, I was like, nah, it's all right. The next path we'll continue on, just keep working. So I got invited to the tens tournament, and I was also in South Africa. So got a call up by the Rhinos Academy, and these guys wanted to. They said, "Oh, we want you to play in the tens tournament that's coming up in Cape Town and Pretoria." I was like, "Oh yeah, for sure, let's do it." Traveling the world, playing in these competitions, and also in PR7s, man. It's with those 3 tours that's going on, and was in San Jose, Washington D.C., and finished off in Austin. Man, it's a great experience. It's all good platforms, all good. I want to say development of leagues that's could put people like me and like put guys and great athletes on the platform, and just get them on the radars, and with these international coaches and stuff. So I use that as one of my tools in the off season to just get recognition. If the MLR didn't help me out, or this didn't help me out, or this didn't work out, we'll just do as much recognition as I could get, and to making my dreams come true, to making the USA team. So, but other than that, man, like, it was just, when I got the call up and the email from Mike Friday, man, it was just a true blessing. It was just all relief off my shoulders, and the only thing that was going through my mind is hard work. Just going through the hard work, just doing what you've been doing in the off season. Just put your head down and go to work and see if you can make this your debut in Dubai and going on to Cape Town. And that's what it happened. So I'm really blessed. I really am blessed.
We're talking to Lance Williams from Cape Town, South Africa, with the USA Sevens coming up this weekend. Have you had time to relax at all?
I'm telling you, when I was in Sacramento in California, those beaches, man, those time off on Wednesdays, those when I have time to go to the beach and jump in the water, put my feet in the water, man, those the only breaks I had. But other
one
than that,
whole day a week.
Yeah, one whole day a week was good.
Like you were a Mormon missionary. You had your preparation day, one whole day.
Yeah, so Wednesday, Sundays was my day off, but other than Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday was either in the weight room or on the field, or even in the film room too as well. So, but man, that scenery of in Chula Vista and Sacramento and all over the places that I've been through, and going through training, different kind of settings of training, it's been helping so much with the beach and the water. It's all those little things help me around. Even the guys around me too, like they, even though they feel homesick, but they always make me feel at home. Like people like Serevi. I've been trained by Serevi there in at the Rugby Academy in Rhinos Academy in Sacramento. Man, those guys, really, really hardworking guys. So those guys keep me where I feel safe at, kind of like my second home. So it's good.
The little things make a big difference for an island
Yes,
boy.
sir.
So now we can happily say internationally capped USA Eagle with the Sevens, Lance Williams.
Man.
4th place in Dubai with the team. A lot of fresh faces on the team. They rolled over a lot of new guys. How was the chemistry going into that tournament? And you've got to be pretty pleased with a 4th place result, knowing that there's still more to come, that wasn't the best effort that this team had, right?
Oh, absolutely, man. I gotta tell you, man, this is my first time being. It was such a more smaller time. I've been with camping for 2 weeks, and then now this extra 2 weeks coming. So I've been with these guys for about a little bit over for 4 weeks and 3 weeks. So the coaches here, like Mike and Phil and Pinkelman, they know that I'm still getting used to the system. But all they ask me is just, bro, just do what you do, man. Like, we want you to hard card carries, everything there, offloads, whatever, hard defense. That's what reason why we brought you on this tour. So I was like, okay, perfect, yeah. The chemistry here is awesome. The athletes, the amount of athletes that's on this squad is off the roof, man. And it's crazy with people working like David Steele, Perry Baker, Kayvon Williams, Joe and Tala and all these guys, Neymar, man, these guys that I've been playing with and playing against with, also in the PR7s as well. So, man, like, it's a young squad, but it's a very hungry squad, I want to say. Like, man, these guys are so hungry to get better each and every day, and learning from these veterans as like Steve Thomasy and all these guys that's been in the program for years. Man, it's like I said, I've just been a sponge for the past 4 weeks, and and these guys know I'm still getting those 15 habits here and there. They can see it around the field, but like they know that I can quick to develop and just a quick learner around the field. So that's why I thank Mike and Phil and these guys with their patience of just like trusting in what they see and what they believe. So like, man, like I said, like these guys, I'm just mind blown. Like I said, it's been, I was nervous, but like honestly, when I honestly cried when I found out that I was in the tour. So it was great. I can't believe, all those talks that we've been through in the Dub Nations, like, why is this? Like, man, it's finally a dream come true. But like what we said, JJ and Banksy, man, it's all hard work, bro. It's all hard work that's been through off season. So.
And you've earned it. You've worked hard for these opportunities, which is so fun. We're so proud, obviously, of you. It's been so cool. And this just getting going, too. This isn't like the end. We're just starting this thing.
No, yeah.
You've said before, too, at least on your bio on WarriorsRugby.com, that you wanted to play for either Manu Samoa or the U.S.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
In this conversation, you're still saying, hey, I still want to play for USA 15s. What do you feel like is the next step for you in terms of showcasing your ability to get that call up? What's the next thing?
Just take it without this upcoming MLR season, with this tremendous coaches like Coop and Davies and Robbie and all these guys, man, like just seeing messages in the WhatsApp group, like, that it's finally coming to a beginning, like the MLR season is right around the corner. So all these excitements and announcements coming on, man, it's been great. Like it's never failed to me where MLR is around the corner. It's always a fire. It's always a different fire in me. It's always a different fire. It should be in any athlete that, when the season's coming to a start. So it's been great. I'm just being, like I said, student to the game around with just tremendous amount of coaches and tremendous amount of players and guys that's been, putting in the work with this USA sevens and 15. It's the same old DNA for me. Just put my head down at work, man, and just see what happens throughout the future. I know, and we all know that the 15s didn't qualify for the World Cup next year, but we just got to continue on. We'll see what happens in the future, but same thing. We'll just put our head down and just go to work.
So busiest off season of your career with the sevens as well. How excited are you as we look forward to the MLR season? You kind of touched on it. What do you think of this squad for the Utah Warriors with all of the additions, with Coach Coops coming in and now the official roster lineup that we did a couple weeks ago?
Yeah,
who's in that locker room now? How pumped are you to get back here in Utah, brother, and get to work?
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this loud and clear, man. I think this is the best squad that we had in years that Utah has seen on paper. So I know it might be good on paper, but the amount of work that we have to put in, the amount of time and off-season blood, sweat, and tears that we have to put in with this new strength and conditioning coach with Ian, man, such a great guy. I've been communicating. I've been talking to him throughout the first time that I've been in Sacramento with the tens tournament. I've been contacted with him. So, man, the amount of work that he's gonna put in with us and the goals and standards that he's putting us for this squad right here that's on paper, man. I tell you, we may look good on paper, but I tell you, when we put in that work coming off this offseason, this first 2 months, critical 2 months, it's gonna be a big season, and I'm very excited. Like I said, like. It's a long season. It's going to be 16 games, maybe even more than that, but it's going to be a long season, and it's going to be an exciting season. With all these announcements, everything, like we all said, man, and it's been like an elephant in the room. Like Utah is the best place to play, man. That's the best home field in the MLR, man. So it's like I said, I can't wait to be back in Dub Nation and be around the fans over there in Zions Bank Stadium, man. It's gonna be great. So, but we're gonna put in the work first. Obviously, the first 2 months that we have to put in is gonna be a big 2 months. So I'm excited to get in the work with the boys.
And we're excited to see it. We were just breaking down the schedule a moment ago, and hey, It shakes out nice. I think it's good. February home games are always fun. Dallas
Yes.
on the 25th of February will be.
Hey, let's do it.
But yeah, we've seen some crazy games. NOLA sticks out. There's like a foot of snow on the field.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
New York City too. Yeah, when New York came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of the kits, by the way? Those were released a couple days ago. What do you think of the kits?
Ooh, man, that white and red look nice though, right? You guys tell me about it. That red and that red, that red and black, that away, red and black with all that red shorts too, man. That's honestly, whoever made those kits, I tell you, hats off to whoever made those kits, man. I love those kits. The all blacks, to the traditional all blacks at home games. You know you can't go wrong with that. But you bring in that red and white, ooh, look like a real fire out there. So I'm really impressed with whoever made that kit. So hats off to that guy or whoever made that kit. Awesome, man.
So one more question for you here from me, Lance. The over under on you scoring 6 tries or more this year. Take the over, you can take the under.
I don't know. We'll see. I might have to go over, but I don't know with the guys with the guys that we have like Paula Sike and Tyler Fisher and some really good guys coming in. These guys might want some tries under their belt. So we might see. So
I want to see Lance Williams at the back of the ball pushing in from inside of 22 every single game. I'd take the over on 6. I was trying to make it easy, bro.
Oh, good, brother. Run it straight every day, baby.
Hey, they'll be 6 against Dallas and Chicago combined, let alone the others. That's what that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Bold strategy there, Jarom Jordan.
Yeah. Lance, we appreciate the time, man, all the way from South Africa. You world traveler this offseason. It's been awesome. We'll see you in the next couple weeks here whenever you get back. And soon enough we'll be playing the MLR season. So good luck this weekend in the 7th tournament for the USA.
Yes, man. Boys, thank you, boys. Banksy, JJ, is always good to be on this show, man. I love you guys so much. We'll see you guys soon, yeah?
Lofazus.
Gee.
Look, if Lance Williams' excitement isn't infectious enough, get ready now and book your 2023 season tickets to be at Zions Bank Stadium for the 2023 Major League Rugby season. Call 801-477-7652 now. Contact the ticket office and lock your seats in 801-477-7652. Or you can email tickets@warriorsrugby.com.
Let's go, baby. Okay, there was an article written on the BBC's website saying that World Rugby is considering some enhancements to make it more friendly for the TV audience and the audience in games. Here's some of the ideas being thrown out there. Broadcasting some interactions between the ref and the TMO or television match official in the venue so that people in the stadium can hear, because on TV, we can hear it, but you can't in the venue. Interesting. Countdown shot clock displayed on big screen for set pieces, kickers, and so on. In MLR, we do have a kicking shot clock. We don't have a set piece clock right now. It's 60 for a penalty and 90 for conversion are the existing laws, apparently. France's top 14, by the way, also uses a shot clock for the kicks at goal and fewer water carriers on the pitch as often. What do you think of these ideas?
I think this is what happens anytime World Rugby starts off with a, hey, we've been thinking. I always cringe because it's a bunch of people who are so far disconnected from the way the modern game is actually played that their intention is to make the game better, but rarely is the intention ever the effect. You know what I'm talking about?
So you don't like those?
I don't like most of it. I don't mind the shot clock. I want to hear less of the referees in game, not more. We should be looking for ways to minimize the referees' impact on the game, not highlight them in any kind of way, shape, or form. So
what do you mean? They're the star.
Diminishing their ability to impact the game and interact with the fans should be the point, not highlighting their conversations. Like I said, I don't mind the shot clock. I don't mind the 2 resets on the scrums, which we already have in place in MLR. So that's really a minimal effect there. But fewer water carriers on the pitch, who cares? Hydrate the players. We're running for 40 minutes straight and average to 6 to 8 miles every single match. You want to minimize cramps and injuries to the players? Give me 2 more water carriers on the field that can go out and hydrate the players. What they really want to do is minimize who can be a water carrier on the field. If you want to make them actual water carriers and not your assistant coaches in a water boy jersey, then that might make more sense because they're talking about the coaching during the downtime in that. You know what I'm saying? But minimizing water carriers on the field, no. Hydrate your players, get the maximum performance you can out of them at all times. That's a stupid idea.
Okay, I do like the idea of broadcasting some of the conversation between the ref and the TMO in the stadium, especially in the States, because people are still learning rugby. I think that would be informative. One of my favorite things about rugby is that you can hear the ref on TV. I wish we could. We only hear the ref occasionally in football, rarely in baseball. And basketball only when they challenge things. Like, I enjoy sort of that access, right? I wish we could hear players, honestly. Obviously, there's like
Jesse, there's a lot of things on the rugby field you don't want to hear and are not suitable for broadcast.
Yeah, maybe later, but
that.
Yeah, but listen.
I don't think we need to hear from the referees. That's my job. It's my job to be able to explain to you what's going on the field, to teach you about what's going on if you're new to the game. And if you're an experienced fan, you already know, and it's our job to enhance your experience. I do not need to hear more from the referees. We have good referees in MLR, and they need to get better. We don't need to highlight them as a featured aspect of the game in any way.
I think they should be announced in the starting line. I'm just kidding. Okay, next item. Chicago got a mascot. It is the Hounds. What do you think of the logo? What do you think of the nickname?
I think somebody's been watching too much Game of Thrones with that logo. Is
not enough. House of the Dragon.
Doesn't it look just like that? I mean, I like the name. I think it's fun. I'm not even mad at the crest or anything. I think this is a great thing. It's unique. It ties really well into the heritage and history of Midwest rugby, and there's a lot of great club rugby that has been played for years there in the Chicago area. So bring on the Hounds, man. I love it.
The Starks in Winterfell use the direwolf so that everyone's on the same page there. So I love it. Big Winterfell guy. But yeah, so in the dispersal draft, as you pointed out pre-show, LA and Austin, RIP, those players basically got dispersed to Chicago for the most part. So can we call them the Hound Grintinis? Is there some combination that we'll figure out?
The Hound Tina Gronies?
Hound Tina Gronies.
The Hound Tina Gronies. Look, thankfully, a lot of those players have found homes in professional competition. So we're going to see a lot of great players and a lot of great names and a lot of great characters from our sport still play in the league this year. That's the good news. The bad news for all the other teams in the MLR, Chicago is going to be a force to be reckoned with in their first season in MLR.
Right away. They're not going to be like Dallas, where it was like, hey, we got to figure this out. Also, Dallas had there was
extenuating circumstances,
an accident, the injured players, like they had it all coming at them, which was really tough this year. Okay, finally, there was a transaction we should mention in the league, Utah and Houston. Utah received salary cap considerations in 2023, and Houston's second-round pick in the MLR collegiate draft. So a little swap there. Just some clerical transaction.
That's a line item on a spreadsheet is basically what that adds up to. There's no significant moves there, and the way this front office works and how Brandon and Nick have their eyes on so many different players. Clearly that was something that they found they could get more value in. And, it's a great business decision.
Okay. Fun show here on a, December 7th, as we remember Pearl Harbor, by the way. Shout out to everyone, of course, who has been affected by that throughout time since then. But here we go. We've got 2-ish months until the season begins.
Can I add one more footnote?
Please.
Congratulations to our very own Ashley Burge, who's got a big sparkly diamond ring on her left hand now. On the engagement. Her fiance, Faizan, smart man. Way to wrap that up, buddy. So congratulations to her on that engagement.
You know what? We should have led with that. That's a great point. We should have
led couldn't let the show go without giving her some love. So
absolutely. Congratulations to Ashley. That is so exciting. Huge part of what we do with the Warriors as well. So that's awesome. Okay, that'll do it for us. Like and share this episode of Dub Nation. Follow the Utah Warriors on social media. For Lance Williams from South Africa, Mason Benson and Banksy, I am Jarom Jordan. Go Warriors.